Brought your treat, Mama. So I just wanted to share our rabbit setup with you guys because we do it a little bit more uniquely than other rabbitries. We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pens. First 3 are about 6 by 12 foot. This one right here is a little bit bigger for our grow out bucks when we separate the bucks from the mom and sisters. And then this one's slightly smaller for our buck calcifer. So if we go inside here, hi calcifer. Each rabbit gets a shelter, which is where we also tend to keep their feed pans. So if it rains, their food stays dry. They each get a tunnel, and we try to give them a piece of wood or something to gnaw on. They got their little hay feeders there, which if it is going to storm, those also go inside. These boxes were meant to be sand boxes so that they could dig, which is natural for them and everything. And they did dig initially, but they quickly became litter boxes, which is okay. It makes it easier to clean up. That makes them pretty clean to have in these pens, is that they do tend to choose one corner to do their business in. And here we have Mama's pen. And when you do have little babies, that's where it gets a little bit more difficult to keep it clean because they tend to poop wherever they want. So definitely have to keep up on cleaning things out a lot more. About every season or so, or once or twice a year, we do try to put some fresh dirt down and everything, because the old pea spots do get pretty thick. And so we just put fresh dirt down and it takes care of it and gives them new things to chew on and everything. Now we are using metal bowls right now. We did have the ceramic bowls, which are best because they're heavy enough that they won't be tipped over and the rabbits can't chew on them. But with as cold as we get up here, we were having a problem with the bowls cracking and breaking, and so we got these metal bowls just in the last couple of weeks here, and most rabbits are good with them. For whatever reason, our buck enjoys flipping them over. And so he's generally thirsty when it comes time to give everybody water. So I'm hoping he learns not to tip it over, because then he won't be so thirsty when it comes time to give everybody fresh water. So as far as the fencing we've used, we chose welded wire fencing, which, knowing that it can be brittle with a big enough animal coming at it, we probably would have gone with a stronger horse fencing, which looks similar. It's just more knotted and not going to come apart at the seams. With this fencing, with enough wear and tear, the welds tend to come apart. But so far with the rabbits, it hasn't been an issue. And then underneath all of these pens, we've got wired up. We've got just chain link fencing under the ground. When we were building the setup, I went through every few inches to make sure none of the rabbits were going to find a way to get out. But you can see right here where the fencing's kind of come above the ground. We do our best to cover it all up, but sometimes with digging around and playing around and over time, it starts to get exposed. So we eventually cover it back up. But this setup we like because the rabbits aren't going to get sore hocks which can be a problem without the right footing material and stuff. And the rabbits seem to like it. And we also do have the tops wired so that birds of prey cannot get the rabbits, because we have seen hawks and stuff hovering in the trees above the rabbits, trying to figure out how to get in there. So definitely an essential part is having the tops here wired. So along the entire outside we do have electric fencing to protect the rabbits. And it has indeed come in handy, because in the winter time we have actually seen footprints that lead up to the electric fencing where something was checking out the rabbits. And then whatever it is, you could tell it also got zapped because there was a big scatter blast of snow where it had taken off quite quickly. Now these are some traditional cages that we did build, because one of the annoying things about the other cages is you do have to step in and out of each and every single one to take care of the rabbits. So if you got to go in for water and then for food and then to clean, it can be a little obnoxious. So when we go out of town and have our neighbors watch the rabbits, we'll stick them into these cages just for our neighbors' convenience. And then when we get back, the rabbits are more than happy to get back into their runs. And, you know, we go about cleaning it and stuff. So we make it so our neighbors don't have to have the headache. We make it easy for them. I'm working on a new hutch setup because I really don't like these cages. And with as cold as we get here, I wanted to create a better setup. So that's what all this mess is all over the ground here. I'll show that once we've got that built, but gonna make it so they actually have a warm indoor cozy nook to go into, and then the cages on the outside. But yeah, I'll show you that once that's completed, and it should be a pretty nice little setup, easy to clean. Now where we would do the traditional setup, right now we are in our drier season, so it's easy to clean up the pens and not really a problem. But once winter comes and we start getting the snow, the poop and pee just gets rock solid onto the ground. It makes it difficult to clean, and so that's where I am also working on this new cage setup, so that when the weather is nasty, it can make it more comfortable for the rabbits, so that they can stay dry and not get all muddy.